What's going on with Bitcoin? Alternatively, is this just a rest period prior to the next round of the bull market? Everything would be decided this week, as the world's most powerful nation will be making major decisions in relation to Bitcoin, crypto, and everything in the middle of it all. Cryptocurrency markets are clearly in a negative situation at the moment. The bears have had a stranglehold on the market for the last 4 months. With every passing day since November, it seems as if the lows have become lower and there are no higher highs. Is this just another bear trap, or is this a full-blown bear market and we're in denial? Last year was our first year without an extended bear trap, thus reached a new high of over 60K. Bear trap lasted from April 12 to July 20 when the bottom was finally reached 30K. As of now, we have been in this situation for 106 days. However, if the bear trend has already ended, our bottom would have been a month ago on our 35K milestone that occurred on January 22nd. That would mean the bear trap only lasted 7 to 5 days this time around. Some lines here and there might be fun to draw. Everywhere you look, there are lines indicating where you're going. We're going to move. I think we could go lower and retest, but that's just my own opinion. I think it would be an ultimate trap for those who fall into it. We could retest 35K and maybe even a fast candle down to 33K. What does the phrase permission to take topside liquidations mean that a crypto ISO tweeted it? What does this graph tell us exactly? Well, it indicates the cumulative sum of the liquidation levels of long and short positions. There are currently about 1.6 billion short positions that can be liquidated since the drop from 4 to 5K. That is a lot of money on the table and is much more than what can be made liquidating the longs, as there are barely any. However, as I previously stated, we might go further lower, and that would be the ultimate outcome. Getting those stinky bears right where they want them before a big candle spike back up. For now, there must be an explanation for the market's decline. While it's possible for them to do it at random, with a narrative, the setting becomes that sweetness levels are substantially higher. This week, what are they going to utilize to bring down the markets? Government regulation, particularly that of the United States of America. This week, President Biden is set to issue an executive order on cryptocurrencies. There's also a lot of information concerning regulation, which the crypto markets despise. Hearing it makes me shiver, but I can assure you that this order isn't as bad as people are expecting. Overreaching laws, according to some, will be crypto's death knell, under which the crypto markets would perish, with some forecasting an all-out ban similar to that of what China has done. Well, it is not going to happen, and it's not going to contain much. Why? We only have to look at the original press release to get an idea of what to expect with this executive order. Bloomberg published the news a little over a month ago, around the end of January. The presidential order simply asks the government agencies concerned to prepare their reports and have them due by the end of the second quarter of 2022, even though none have yet been created or written. There's nothing revolutionary or novel about this, it's just building the groundwork for rules that will be implemented in the future. The Financial Stability Oversight Council, a group that comprises the chiefs of Washington's main financial watchdogs, would conduct a study on the probable systemic consequences of digital assets, according to the article. There's nothing revolutionary or novel about this, it's just building the groundwork for rules that will be implemented in the future. Virtual money will be the subject of yet another government report, this one focusing on its illegal use. While this is going on, other departments will be expected to weigh in as well, with the State Department, for example, being given a role to play. To remain competitive in a world where digital assets are becoming increasingly prevalent, the United States will need to perform some of these jobs. This time around, we're just going to focus on the upcoming reports. Though not this week, it will be available anytime around this year. However, this would need the creation of new digital asset roles in the federal government. Now, if that isn't an endorsement for the use of digital assets in the federal government, and I don't know what else is. There isn't much more mainstream than that. There hasn't been any news about the IRS in any media source involving crypto taxes, but it is probable that the IRS is investigating crypto taxes hard, even if you should not be concerned if you are keeping up with your personal crypto taxes. It's safe to assume that the IRS and other governments across the world are clamping down hard to ensure that they get their fair share of the taxes due to them after the ICO boom of 2017 caused governments to start taking cryptocurrency seriously. Last but not least, a central bank digital currency was brought up in the original Bloomberg article on the directive. A government-backed coin known as a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, may also be discussed, according to persons involved with the discussions. Although the Federal Reserve is still deliberating on this topic, a source says that the government is unlikely to take a clear position at this time. That appears to be the case. According to Bloomberg, Yellen and the White House are at odds, which is delaying the implementation of a crypto policy. What was the cause of the division? A CBDC is what it sounds like. Two sources tell the Wall Street Journal that Yellen thinks the plan for an executive order is unnecessary, especially any reference of a central bank-issued digital dollar. Federal Reserve, which recently produced a report, should be given more time to come up with its own ideas, says Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Before inventing a digital dollar, PC gamers have stated that Biden was interested in learning more about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. As a result, a digital dollar will not be released this week. Here's what's going to happen. When it comes to dealing with a digital currency on a serious basis in the long run, government organizations like the Departments of Treasury and Homeland Security will be tasked. Only reporting is required of them. There will be no announcement of any precise rules or restrictions. Market protection measures that are under the purview of financial organizations like the SEC, IRS, and Federal Reserve will be examined. Friends, thank you for your support. I'll see you all again soon.